Hello everybody, we are back here at UK GE and I'm with Mike from Guntower Games, and in front of us we have an interesting setup for what appears to be a spaceship. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening here on Pandora Celeste?
This is Pandora Celeste. This is a love letter to sci-fi monster movies. And you are the crew of the CSS Pandora, and you're woken up by the ship's computer, and the ship's computer basically tells you there's something nasty on board, and it's engaged its emergency protocols, which sends a shiver down your spine, because those protocols are designed to protect the ship. They're not designed to protect you. So in the first part of the game, you basically have to work together to deal with, in a time limit, the emergency protocols before they kill you. And once you've done that, something big and nasty crawls out of the shadows and starts chasing you around the ship whilst you're running around trying to achieve your own agendas. Think of it as the Act 3 twist at the end of one of these movies, when all of a sudden everybody's hidden reasons for being on the ship come out and everybody splits off and goes running off into dark corners to do their own thing, trying to get the decouple code that allows them to get off the ship alone without anybody else. You can cooperate and get off with other people, you just have to wait for other people, and surviving in this game is a way of keeping score.
Okay. Interesting thing about it, obviously very eye-catching initially, is the acrylic raised areas. So is that just defining rooms, or what's going on with this?
This is our 3D board in a box concept, where basically the box folds out and the card and counter insert then converts into a 3D aircon system, so that you can then crawl around in the aircon vents, because all of these films have people crawling around in the aircon vents, don't they?
The air conditioning units are the most comfortable and widest I've ever seen in any movie ever. So yeah, it's always good to be up there, and also means you're not down on the floor where other things can find you and kill you.
There you have it. Sadly, however, the big nasty can get up into the aircon and chase you around, and you do have that. I love it when you're demonstrating this game. You have that wonderful moment with the players, where that moment where it's in the aircon, you know. But also, you know, this one specifically, this is the monster bug, and it's specifically designed it moves 5 towards the noisiest crew member and attacks the first target it comes across for 1 damage, -1 for every room it's moved through. So you want to be as far away from it as possible. You know, this is very definitely the I can run faster than you can monster.
Well, on that note, can you tell us a bit about the mechanics of the game then? It seems to be card-driven, or is it specific stat lines?
Yeah, no, it's basically a card-driven quasi-deck builder. You start, each character starts with a deck of 9 cards. About 7 of those cards are generic, though they are weighted in different ways depending on what the character is. And then you've got 3 personal cards to most characters. So Fly Girl, she can kick ass and crawl through the aircon and so forth, whereas Skins can absorb quite a bit of damage, but is a little bit dodgy, because when he has his agendas, if he's got a company agenda, he has to choose it, so no one ever trusts him, you know. And then Cargo, there's not a tool on the ship that Cargo can't use, because his cards are designed that way. So you have asymmetric characters, basically. And then as you wander around the ship, you turn over these tokens, and the tokens basically, they are either memories that are triggered of how to do things like how to dodge self-defense protocols, or they're tools that you can pick up, or they're little nasty bugs that are infesting the ship. Okay. And I say it's a quasi-deck builder, because most deck builders, you pick up your cards, you take them into your discard pile. We discovered very early in testing, if you did that, you died before you ever got to use your cards. So you pick up your cards, they go straight into your hand for you to use, but then like any deck builder, it cycles through the deck, basically.
So presumably then it's has a certain amount of narrative behind it, but is it a completely narrative-driven game, or is there sort of a randomization for deploying tokens and rooms and the various paraphernalia that you'll find?
That depends. And it depends on whether you're playing the learning campaign or whether you're playing the final core game. The learning campaign is specifically designed, it's 4 interlinked games which tell a story. Basically tell the story of the crew waking up, getting to the ISO ward, finding out that there's nasties on the ship, setting fire to the ISO wall, trying to put the fire out, etc. And that has a story arc to it, and is mainly cooperative. And then the final scenario in that learning campaign essentially teaches you how to pull all of the mechanics together. And at that point, the core game, you essentially deal out a number of emergency protocols, a number of nasties, your agendas, and they mix and match. So depending on how difficult you want the game to be, you determine how many big nasties are going to come out, and you're never entirely sure what is going to come round that corner.
Which is both lovely and terrifying in equal measure.
It is indeed. As I say, surviving is a way of keeping score.
Tell me then, can people play this demo here at the exhibition, and can they pick up the game itself?
They can't pick up the game because we're trying to crowdfund it. We're going to be doing a print and play crowdfunder later this year to raise awareness. And once we've got the community, we're going to take it probably onto GameFound. We haven't quite decided yet. We are demoing it at stand 2447 here this weekend. Do please come and have a try. It's a great fun little game. Plays out in about 90 minutes. And it's quite focused, because you've got the emergency protocols right at the start. You've always got something that you're trying to deal with, and there's never any real let up. And I like to think that it's designed to make you feel like you've escaped by the skin of your teeth.
It's an excellent way to play a game that's sort of space horror. The threat of imminent death always focuses the mind, I believe Terry Pratchett said. So there you go. Check out Mike and Guntower Games at the Expo if you're here over the weekend. Have a demo of it and keep your eye out for those crowdfunders in the near future. Hopefully people will be able to get on board the Pandora Celeste soon.